Now I'm gonna enjoy this bonus 1 hour sleep.
Yeah.
Because always growing up, I've always been like, "Look, give me 5 more minutes.
Yep.
Give me.
Do you snooze it? Do you have typically like 12 different alarms?
No, I have 3.
No, you have 3. Yeah.
I did try that 12 things one, and it was like so annoying because what I do is like I'll be sleeping, but in kind of subconsciously, even in my sleep, I'm now thinking about like, oh, I have to get up in like 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, and every now and then I'll check my phone. But if you have all those alarms and they keep ringing, and then there's like a headache, and then neither you're woken up on time nor you're like happy, you just wake up like pissed at the world, like, fuck everything.
Yeah, very much so. I think I'm a 9-hour person.
9 hours.
I think 9 is like, yeah. I mean, well, I had to get up for 5 a.m. the other day to do the airport, right? And I'm having this moment there where it's like, okay, I got 5-6 hours of sleep, and that's miserable, right?
Yeah.
But then by the time you get in the shower and you get moving, like once you're up. For me, because I don't take naps. So once I'm up, I'm up.
Yeah.
Right? And
same.
when I'm trying to set a sleep schedule, I force myself up. Even after 8 hours of sleep, you're always a little tired in the morning. But then the day is good. But I think I like 9 hours of sleep.
9 hours of
I
sleep.
think I hold myself to 8, but I don't know. I might start doing 9 and letting myself just like have that and then forcing myself to get up. Because I keep getting up at 8 and then going back to bed. I'll take a shower and then lie in bed for a few minutes and I'm cooked.
Yeah, that's never fun. You ever sleep
Feels
too
great,
much?
though. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, I feel like but it's also it's primarily because I work from home. So there's not really a penalty if I don't get up, and because normally my penalty in the way I live my life these days is like I end up doing all the things I want to do in my day, and like I do all my health habits and I don't work, and then I just work on the weekend. Like I'll just push off the work day and be like, okay, I'll just make sure I'm really responsible on these days, but right now I'm fucking loving my bed. So.
And then you do just like a 1 12-hour sit down and just like coffee, beef jerky, go crazy.
Yeah, I mean sometimes I end up in that situation, but I'm generally the thing is like once I start working, I get really into work, so I don't mind if I have to work till 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Some days. It's like, fuck it, I just keep going. I really get into a nice flow. So I think like when I enter any week after Monday, I have a really good idea of what I need to get done. And then it's kind of just like doing it when I want, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so like if I'm like if it's Tuesday or Wednesday, it's like, yo, fuck work today. I'm just not gonna. I know I have X amount of hours that I'll need to add into some other day that week, and so I kind of fit it in that way.
Sweet. Yeah. So basically, you're your own boss.
Oh, always, bro. It's fucking
entrepreneur.
Autonomy is just. But I'm going to fucking Ohio though in like 3 weeks. I'm gonna have to do doors in Ohio. It's gonna be fucking cold,
dude. Yeah, dude. States is crazy right now. They're paying like $30 an hour, I think, in New York to
Are
people
they really?
to go shovel the snow.
Yeah, bro, they got slammed. Oh, can I show you a video?
Yeah.
This is my new favorite thing. Oh, it's on my. Oh wait, I might have it here on my. This is a. Here, wait. There was a video on the Times the other day just about this girl like braving a fucking snowstorm, and her reaction is just priceless.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how well you can see her face. Can I can't do that.
Yeah.
How does you're not. Yeah. See if you can watch it closely and just like watch her eyes as the fucking her umbrella goes. I don't know. I watched that like 15 times the first time I saw it. She's just fucking. It's such a human reaction.
Dude, but I wonder who's better at like handling the cold. Is it like New Yorkers, Canadians?
Even here, man. I mean, definitely like for cities that like don't deal with snow, especially I find it comes to like drivers. People like even in Vancouver, when we get 2 or 3 inches of snow, fucking cars will be catching fire in the middle of the street. It's ridiculous.
It's one of my favorite seasons. Like social media is like full of like cars like sliding and crashing into each other. I don't drive or own a car, so I don't have to care about it. But I laugh at the misfortune of others.
Yeah. Especially because also no one has snow tires, so they.
Yeah, because they're okay. It's like everybody postpones getting snow tires throughout the time.
Because I don't need them here. I just don't go to the places where I need snow tires. But I have to tell you.
And then you hit a wall or something, and you're like, okay.
Well, no, because it doesn't get cold enough. The roads that we're on, there's like really clear boundaries where you're not allowed to go on the road unless you have snow tires. But everywhere else is fine. There's a season for it. But I have season passes to Cyprus, and not having snow tires on my car is like, if I ever want to go to Cyprus and ski now, it's like I gotta figure out all the logistics of getting a fucking bus, and I don't want to do that.
Dude, get Poparide. We're not sponsored by them, but I would love to.
I gotta be with people.
One person, maybe. Oh, yeah, sure, I guess. Well, you can't win at everything, you know. You can't have everything your way. Like, hey, why don't you just like give me a car?
Watch
Dude, GTA style. Just take somebody's car. Hey, you got snow tires?
I would rather spend $50 to rent someone's car for that day than ride up with that person for an hour.
That's fair. You can also do that. I think
Toro. I think.
I know Modo. Modo does the car rental thing where they'll come and drop it at your doorstep, and then you can kind of take it and use it, leave it back. They'll come pick it up.
Leave it at your house?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I bet that's expensive. That probably can't be cheap. Yeah.
I think it's $100 for a day, something like that.
That's.
But it's not that crazy.
Not
I mean, you can take an Evo. Evo will have snow tires.
I've looked into...
And Evo you can rent out for the whole day, I think, for like $100.
Yeah, but I think there was a problem. I looked at this like 2 years ago, and there was some reason why I felt like I couldn't do Evo to do the Cyprus thing. I think it was something about like they didn't really have locations I could park it on top of the mountain, or I needed to rent it for the whole day, and then the price was like unreasonable. Yeah. I was like, fuck that.
But also, when you go ski, would you not go with people?
Well, you ideally no. Well, I mean, I don't know anyone that skis, and more importantly, I don't know anyone that skis with a car. I had one a couple years ago, but they got rid of their car.
Dude, I think in a city like this, super easy to find. And one of my favorite things I've seen, because Marcus or Marcus, all of that friend group is like big on skiing and all, and they both have cars, and they go very often. But also when they were in school, like UBC also had a great community. Like every week they used to have a shuttle that used to go, but also just people on like Facebook groups and all, like, hey, doing this. But then you do have to indulge in like conversations. You don't know who you're gonna be with, and then it's even more awkward and like, hey, I'm gonna get a ride, but I'm not gonna spend the day skiing with you.
Yeah, that's another thing. Is you gotta, but I think, and then you've gotta link up and coordinate. And actually, I mean, the way I'm going about my life right now, that doesn't sound that horrible. I'm trying to be social, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to have to necessarily be on someone else's schedule. Even like a shuttle bus, it's like that's a big part of it for me. It's like when you have your car and you can just A to B and then you're fucking good. It's like even driving downtown, like for most days, if I'm gonna go help the office, like driving downtown, it actually, because of traffic, often will take me more time in my car, cost money. I have to deal with fucking parking. I often have to move my car midday. Yeah, bro, it's fucking terrible. But I still drive because it's just like
freedom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm in full control of it, and I don't know. So
no, I get it. You get that freedom.
I should just get snow tires.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get rid of the car in like a month, so it's not worth it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I want to get a new van now, but at this rate, bro, it's taking fucking time to get a new van.
How much are vans going out for you then?
They're like, if I'm lucky, I will find something for 30,000 USD.
30,000 USD.
Which is like 45,000 Canadian, and that's gonna be for like. That'll be for a van that I want. I think like if I'm lucky, but most of the ones I've looked at have been like $50,000 asking price for the model and type that I'm looking for. But I haven't done much looking on like Canadian websites, so I'm hoping I can find that same deal, but in CAD. Then I don't have to deal with import fees and everything like that as well.
Are you getting it like brand new or like off somebody?
No, I'm gonna get. I want someone's converted. I want someone's old used converted.
Nice.
Right. Ideally within the last like 5-10 years, because I still want it to be a modern vehicle.
Yeah.
And I want to have it for a while. But yeah, fuck using a 25-year-old car. It's got problems.
Dude, I agree.
I don't have a sound system, you know?
Dude, it's like a beatbox.
Yeah.
I every time I'm like think about the US trip, the main thing that always sticks along is the axle thing. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Right? And for the most time, it was like our windows are closed, so we're not bothered by it. But it's people around us who just the fuck.
And then we end up in like a parking garage or something, and it's just so loud. It's like fuck me. But you know, after I got that fixed. Like, I've put a ton of money into that car over the last 2 years. It works great. I mean, it's very operational right now. The engine's just a little bit loud, but there's like no problem with the car. Like, it's got a ton of new parts. All the like important things are totally fucking up to par. So, but I want a new car.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna live on the road for a year, I need to be able to stand.
Oh yeah, especially if you're gonna be in the States, you should definitely have a car.
Yeah.
Right, because I don't think Ohio is known for its public transport system.
Oh no, I mean if I'm gonna be no, fuck that.
You can probably also ask.
Oh, like, but I'm not driving to Ohio.
But you'll drive around Ohio.
Not while I'm working. No. For going to Ohio's to help. Yeah. Do an office there, but eventually I'll be in Ohio with my van. But at that point, I'll have my van, so that'll be my car.
Yeah, that makes sense. Nice, man. Ohio's pretty good. Well, what's in Ohio? Ted Bundy? No, Ted Bundy was Salt Lake
Columbus.
City.
The only thing I know Columbus for is Zombieland.
Well, name a few cities in Ohio. There's one big one.
Columbus is literally the only one I know, but it's right there next to Michigan. It's right next to like the Great Lakes. It's right by it's very close to like Toronto. I don't fucking know.
How do I not know any cities?
I just whenever I think Cleveland, Cincinnati, okay, Akron, yeah. Wow, I should have known fucking Cleveland and Cincinnati. I didn't know Cincinnati was in Ohio. I should know that. There's some really good.
Ohio's a bopping state. You going to Columbus?
Yeah, Columbus actually looks very pretty. It kind of looks like St. Louis a little bit. Wow, it looks like a beautiful city. I mean, these are the first 10 images on Google, so they're all going to be pretty.
No, city's going to put their worst pictures.
Yeah, no. It's almost a million people. Oh, okay. Well, how's the weather? It's going to be fucking cold.
Nah, it's probably going to start heading into summer now. Like February's over.
Brother, they just got 3 feet of snow.
Yeah, but it'll melt away by the time you get there.
I hope.
You're going in what, 3 months?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you might get some snow.
I might get some snow. It might still be cold.
Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, get your long johns.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's crazy. I have kept myself warm this winter, and I'm really proud of it.
How'd you do that?
Just
don't go outside.
Being broke, and staying at home, and just like, I watched a few movies. I saw The Pacifier.
Oh, that's a classic. Had you ever seen that before?
No, I've
Diesel?
seen. Yeah,
I should go. How does it hold up,
bro? So it's very interesting you asked that. So I was watching this. Variety had this like whole event with Timothy Chalamet and what's his name, Matthew McConaughey. And essentially the main dialogue they had, and it was similar to what Ben Affleck and Matt Damon also shared, was that movies are kind of stepping away from act one of a movie.
How do you mean, like the basic exposition and like?
Exactly.
Interesting.
Right? That studios, because like you mentioned, you've seen that lady in the snow like 12 times,
Mm-hmm.
our attention spans are gone.
Yeah.
And I think we are at that point of like, at least right now, with all this influx of technology we're gonna get, we don't know how we're gonna react to it. So I think right now we're in this reaction phase where nobody knows what's gonna happen. So everybody's just kind of making assumptions, and we're just absorbing so much information right now. So they saw that people are so often on their phone not paying attention, so they want to make sure that the hook in the beginning of the movie is really big. So what they explained was that essentially the movie earlier, what they used to do was spending their budget in a way where most of it was going in the climax.
Mm-hmm.
Now studios are getting films to put all their budget in the first act.
Interesting.
So they want it to open with a lot of chaos. But watching Pacifier yesterday,
It starts with like the Navy SEAL
mission, yeah.
Yeah.
And literally, it was like, that's what I told Sahil. I was like, bro, this is the first act.
Yeah.
And, I think I don't agree. Like, we should remove the first act. I think it's silly because without exposition, there's no care for the characters.
It's just junk food.
Yeah, right. It's like, okay, cool, big, woo, hook, nice, but I don't really care about it. And then once that hook dies out, then I'm gonna go away.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So interesting to see that. Like now, like a lot of movies, I think going forward, what Ben Affleck had said, it was like in their notes that they were getting from Netflix of like, okay, make this start be the big thing, and I'm like, whoa.
Well, you saw The Killer.
The Killer
with Magneto from X-Men First Class.
Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
No,
he's like he's a contract killer, and
I know
starts
what
like
you're
a
talking
15-minute monologue.
I think I watched it on the background. Like I put it on because I love Michael Fassbender. I love his smile. Like like he's just like very
good actor. He can play a lot of roles.
Oh yeah, and obviously Magneto. But no, I didn't get into it.
Well, that's a movie that's like it wasn't a great movie. I enjoyed it. It's worth a watch, but it starts with like a 15-minute monologue. It's a very slow start. So, but then I was also thinking about I just had it. Well, it's gone. I don't know. Have you seen anything for Marty Supreme yet?
No, I have not seen the movie yet.
Have you seen any of the trailers?
Trailers, yeah.
It looks good.
It does look good. It did well, too. Like, it was A24's highest earning movie.
Oh, it's an A24 movie?
Yeah.
Fun.
It was just surpassed by which movie? There was another movie that just had come out kind of the similar time. I'm not a big fan of Timothy.
Interesting. And I'm not sure where I am yet with him.
Yeah, I think he's really hardworking. Obviously very talented. Carries himself and knows how to position himself in the industry really well. And obviously he works really hard. So no matter what, I can at least respect that.
Well, you hated Dune.
Yeah. But that was not because I hated Timothy. I just didn't like Dune.
Yeah.
Which had Timothy.
Yeah. But did that influence your opinion of Timothy?
No. Dune I just didn't like because I didn't.
What else
like
have you seen with him in it?
I've seen he's in Interstellar.
No.
Yeah, you'd be surprised when you go home today.
Hold on. Hold the fuck
Yeah,
up. He's in Interstellar?
He's Cooper's youngest child when Cooper is leaving Earth.
Oh,
the older
really?
child, yeah. But
Is he
Cooper is
really?
leaving.
No shit. Okay, go on.
I saw him in Dune. Then I saw him in what is this movie? Willy Wonka.
He totally is. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
He was in the new Willy Wonka. Okay.
And what else?
I haven't seen that. I don't think I have any interest in seeing that.
And I saw like you know.
He was in Don't Look Up. Who was he in Don't Look Up?
Huh?
Did you
Oh,
see
I've seen Don't Look
Up?
Up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that with Chloe.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm
that's
pretty
a
excited.
fun fucking movie. Love that movie.
Yeah, very interesting. It came out pretty much close. Like it was, yeah, it was close to like Civil War when it came out.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Yeah. And I mean, that was a pretty good year. Oh yeah, he's the yeah deadbeat dude, dropout dude. Well, I'm looking at his other movies. He was in Lady Bird. I still have to see that. I haven't seen it. I think that's gonna be a great movie. So I've really only seen him in. Yeah, but finish your. Why don't you like him?
For me, I just don't feel compelled by his acting. Like when I see him on screen, when he talks, I'm not like, oh, I'm invested.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So I just don't. Yeah, I just never get drawn to his acting.
So I think Marty Supreme could change that for you. I think based on the so like when I saw Dune Part 2, I was really impressed with how he carried out the growth of that character. Like he has to be a messiah, so that's a really, strong role to play.
Yeah.
And he had to, depict the transition of him kind of being like a timid kid in a foreign environment with people he doesn't relate to becoming the messiah of those people and like of that world. And I felt that he portrayed that transition really, really efficiently. So I did quite like that. But I don't like anyone who is so immediately popularized by the media. I just don't. It annoys me a little bit. It was one of the reasons why I didn't like Bad Bunny at first, because it was just like so much. He's everywhere. And it's like I formulated that opinion knowing nothing of him, and not listening to his music, but it was just like, guys, it's a lot. But the trailers of Marty Supreme make me think A, it's going to be a good movie, and B, it's going to be a really good performance. You know what?
It's already been out.
Yeah. When I see it, I mean,
yeah.
You saw Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler.
Yeah, that was great.
I think it's going to be similar to that in terms of like pacing and performance, and like focused on an individual.
I just don't see like if comparing it to Uncut Gems, I just don't see him having, because I've seen a lot of clips from the movie and like just the story and everything, but I just don't think he, at least for me, has that level of impact that say Adam Sandler did in that movie in Uncut Gems.
Interesting.
Right. So for me, it mainly is like, when I call it like commanding attention, it's like when an actor like say Robert Downey Jr. speaks in a movie. You're like, holy shit, dude, that guy got swag. Or Chris Hemsworth will speak in a movie, or Brad Pitt. We saw F1. Whenever he speaks, you're focusing on the dialogue and trying to understand what he's saying and how he's saying it.
Well, that's the thing. I think like those people are like, those are iconic actors, right? And then so like
they're stars.
At this point when it's like more, we had a line of commentary a few weeks ago or a month ago where it was like, who's an actor that like when a movie with them comes out, you go see it purely so you can get more of them, right? I think one of the reasons we hang up on those words is because like at this point we've absorbed everything they have, and so we're really excited for the next thing that comes out. But in terms of like being able to command that role or command that attention, I think that what it seems to me, especially with the role or the story, is the director of the movie has chosen Timothée Chalamet kind of in the way that people have been choosing Pedro Pascal, because they want him to be the centerpiece. And I think purely because of that, it's going to give him more of an avenue to like play that role. So I'm excited to see what he does with it. I think your opinion could change. Now, it's very possible you come, but I also think I'll rephrase that. This movie will probably cement your opinion of him. Yeah. One way or the other.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I can agree with that. I know where I'm kind of tending towards, which way it's gonna concrete it, but I'm gonna still watch it, because also it's marketing, right? like he's really like you can't, what do you call it? Like you can't put a lid on passion, right? Even if like his art is not for me, yeah, right. Even if his art is not for me to enjoy, but it's like he's still like really passionate about it, and all his like press tour, his conversations, even his speeches. What is funny is though, Mighty Supreme lost a lot of BAFTA awards this season.
Interesting.
While winning
Oscars.
And yeah, again, just like this year, collection of movies was like, I don't think the best we've had, and I can see why like Sinners and Mighty Supreme were kind of like the leading contenders in the States. But dude, I think
because everything else was fucking shit.
Dude, so shit.
Last year was not a good year.
Last year was not good at all.
Final Destination should have been better. Did you watch Predator Badlands?
No, not yet. You mentioned it.
Did I? Yeah, worth a watch.
Yeah.
Worth a watch.
Sorry, go ahead. You started.
I was gonna transition.
Yeah. Okay. I saw a few things recently. So there's this movie. Let me get the name right. It was one of the first few movies that won using AI.
Wait.
Yeah, it's called The Brutalist.
Okay, go on.
And yeah, so the guy's I don't remember his name, but he's the guy who's in Peaky Blinders, the Italian dude.
Which one?
You know the Italian dude who
like the villain in like season 3 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
So him and
oh no, that's was he in Peaky Blinders? Fucking Adrian Brody.
Yeah,
he was in Peaky Blinders. Hey, he was the Italian dude.
Yeah, he was the Italian dude. He was sent by like the people from New York.
Okay.
To come. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Right, and then he gets the brother killed, but he's alive, and then they show him. But
great actor.
But yeah, they used AI to assist with the language, like Hungarian accent.
Yeah.
So that is interesting.
Yeah, and that's right. That's what I remember it from. Yeah, and there was a lot of controversy because they referenced, I think it was Sophie's Choice. Fucking what's her name? I don't know. I think it was like the collectively recognized as one of the best accent performances of all time, and they were comparing to that. It's like, how can you really give someone an Oscar for their performance when their voice was modulated with AI? Where do you stand on that?
Me? Fuck it. Yeah, give awards. I think it's here. I think C-Dance is the AI company from China. I'm not totally sure.
Deep Sea? No. Deep Blue?
No, C-Dance.
DeepSeek.
C-Dance.
It's one of those fucking...
What is DeepSeek? Are you watching deep fakes?
Deep Blue is... Why can't I remember this? It's Deep Blue, isn't it?
Deep Blue Sea?
Yeah, it's Deep Blue.
Blue? I think I'm getting it right, but C-Dance essentially an AI, obviously right now, bombardment of AI, and everybody's trying to figure out what works, what's good, but obviously some of them like, I think there's like Nano Banana and C-Dance now that have really come up in like big steps towards film. Right, so it really got me thinking of like, oh, dude, like, when you ask the question, how do I feel about the use of AI in film? Obviously, not. But
how do you feel about someone getting? Sorry, go on.
But it's like technology's always been there, right? My main issue is that if they're gonna be using AI, it's not necessarily gonna mean the movies are gonna be better. Because for me right now, the main issue is like in the story, not in just like how it looks. How it looks is also a big component of why I don't enjoy movies that come out these days. But uh, yeah, and obviously, when it helps the creator to like, oh, I need to like think about, what Ben Affleck used as an example was like, if I am a writer and I have to think about like, oh, how do I, have this character who does this and this, and now I have to add another step or mystery or something. I can play out ideas with AI. Or now when I'm doing like editing and I have to like show like moon explode, right? I can do that much more easily with way fewer hours. And that's where Dance comes in, where it's like, oh, with like a few prompts. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos. They're really going online right now. It's like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt fighting.
I heard about it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And there are a bunch of them now. So it's like we've moved from like, I think just a few months ago we had like Hitler and somebody kissing in the boxing ring, to now actually having like a full on like movie scene or like development. So Disney just sued Dance because they obviously created like copyrighted material.
Yeah.
My question with this whole AI is, it is definitely gonna come into practice. If not now, if not in 5 years, not in 10 years, but eventually this is gonna be a tool that is there in not only just film but all industries. So the whole thing that I think that will decide, like, because BAFTA, I think, were like, we wanna encourage more human created content, and we want to protect our artists as well. So we're not, because some people were talking about like, oh, Oscars should start like a separate award, right, for like, oh,
or
like
a separate category.
category,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
right. And
I was thinking a separate awards show. I was
Show,
like,
no,
well,
no.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
We're not quite there yet.
yeah, I mean, eventually, maybe, you never
Maybe,
know,
yeah.
right? And
Very
then it's
possible.
like, oh my
AI
god, this
awards.
guy makes all human movie. That's
Yeah,
so
whoa.
weird.
Fuck, I hope we don't get there.
Dude, that's so there.
Probably will, to a
Right?
degree.
I think movies are gonna go away, man. Like, that's my biggest fear with AI is then we're just gonna, because already the industry is shifting from feature films to the short films,
Yeah.
right? And from, no, sorry, it's not short films, vertical films,
Oh yeah.
right?
And like
which is just on your phone.
miniseries. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, as a audience member, you can, because yeah, I don't know, man, it's a tricky thing. I would want to protect the integrity of like the industry as much as possible. The other thing that always comes in my head is the way AI works is on data sets.
On
Data
okay,
sets,
sure.
right? It's been giving this data and then it's using that. Now, those data sets include information that has no credibility if it was gathered consensually or not from other creators. So when, say, I'm putting in a prompt to show, like two actors fight, or I've created like this is also a new thing that's been going on, is like AI models, right? So if I hire an AI model for my brand and use it, that AI model is an average of so many AI model references the program would have gone through to understand and accept. So yeah, man, it's like stealing, basically. It's stealing somebody's work. Now it's gonna happen, and the rules are gonna like exist, but how we navigate through this, I think it's just like something time only answers.
Well, you said a number of things in there that I think are quite interesting. I think for one, like for the whole like extinction of movies thing, I don't think that's going to get there. I forget if I was talking to you about it or someone else, but there was a line of commentary I was listening to. I think it was on this. It was a New York Times reporter who's very involved in like reporting on Hollywood. And he's there, and he's kind of the guy on the ground talking to actors and directors and doing those interviews. And he was saying that one thing that he fears is that kind of the extinction of the format of movies in the future, because if the media landscape's primary focus right now is to compete for attention, compete for time that someone spends absorbing their content, well, it makes a hell of a lot more sense to get someone involved in a 10-hour story than it does to grab them for an hour and a half story, especially when within that you can break it up in a way that can adapt more efficiently to like their moving attention spans, right? Like we were talking about earlier with changing the way that we approach Act 1. But I think that just because we're doing this, and how many people do we know who just love movies?
Yeah.
Right. I think that will always be there. And I think right now we're seeing a really big shift. Like you said, we don't necessarily know where we're going, but people are trying to make changes. People are trying to figure out what the next frontier is. People are adapting to the people are being reactive to the changes and trends that they're seeing. And there's going to be a lot of experimentation in that. But one thing that I think will come, in the same way that movies have been like declining over the last few years, because obviously like franchise films just aren't fucking doing it, what I think is likely to come out of that is a resurgence of quality films. Right? You get a couple projects greenlit with a really, really quality, a screenplay or something like that, and it makes a ton of money, people are receptive to it. Okay, well, maybe we start investing more there, right? In the same way, I think we've seen like the thriller genre grow a lot over the last few years. Those used to be B-rate movies, but they were growing in general pop culture. There was a lot of attention to them. A few really high budget ones came out. They were really, really well received, kind of starting around like Shutter Island, I think. And then from there, we start to see this increase. And it's like, okay, awesome. Now some of the best movies that come out every year are these like grade A thrillers. When it comes to using AI in the industry, I'm very pro AI in terms of like, it's here, let's use it. I think there's a lot we need to do to be mindful of like the training data and the people that we're like pulling from. But let's just stay focused on the more specific use case that we have here, which is rewarding someone who didn't really do the thing, but the AI did. So I'm going to pose the question to you looking at a different area of AI use and then bring it back here, which is if you have a digital art competition and the piece that wins the competition was AI generated art. Do you reward the person who made the prompt, or do you reward the creator of the AI tool?
Oh no, you do it to the prompt, not the tool creator, for sure.
Well, that's really interesting. Tell me more.
Because your tool is like, I can give you like all the guns and all the weaponry in the world, but if you don't know how to use them, they're useless. So it's like, you can have the tool and it's like, okay, I can, put in an input and it generates something for me. But the efficacy at which I can give it the direction, at which I can give it references, at which I can give it context, that's the individual part. That's your prompting.
So I'm going to, I understand that line of thought. And I think like, this does differ a little bit because with any of those tools, right, if you can have the tools to make a sculpture, you can have a piece of wood and you can have a chisel, but you're never going to carve a beautiful masterpiece, right? You can have a gun, but you can never create destruction without it. You can have a hammer, XYZ. And theoretically with AI, you can't create the art piece without the prompt. But can you imagine, what if the prompt was, go make AI art?
Sure.
Go, you, AI agent, make a ton of prompts and create.
Yeah, sure. You can create an agent that goes and creates multiple prompts, give you the best view based on a virality score that you set up.
But none of that. None of that.
No,
You
and
just
those
it,
features can already be in like an AI. Say it's like image creating software that somebody's created, like AI, and its only job is like, oh, it compares and sees like, oh, what do people like in a painting, takes that information and then goes and creates an image for you. Now if it is somebody who's like, oh, I just entered like a one line prompt, but there are other people who are like, oh, I put like a one page prompt, I was like, oh yeah, take reference from this artist, but this guy won. Yeah, then it's still fair because both of you are competing under the guidelines that AI is a tool that is allowed to be used. But you can't be using AI in a competition where it's like the guidelines don't mention it, because then that's playing unfair.
well, so this is a real example, and this was a couple years ago, right when like DALL-E first started coming out, even before like DALL-E was popularized, there was an art competition, and the person who won, it was AI art and created a lot of, and so the question, a lot of like backlash. The question was, who really should be recognized here? Like a lot of people wanted the art to be stripped of the award, but I don't necessarily call for that. And actually, I maybe even do in this situation. But do you recognize the person who made the prompt, or do you recognize the engine? In your example of, okay, well, let's say someone slaved over the prompt for a page versus one sentence. In just those two examples, what if the person who only did the sentence created a better piece?
Sure, that is good luck, man. Good job.
So do you? But you still, in those situations that you provided, you still recognize the prompt engineer over the
creator of the whole AI,
the tool.
Yeah. AI tool. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because it's like what you choose to do with the tool. That's your individual angle to it. If your angle is lazy, but lazy is what people like and lazy is what works, good for you. You won.
So I wanna but I wanna focus in on and that's it's really interesting to me. I smile because I'm interested in your answer there. What if the prompt was created by the AI?
Sure, but to ask the AI to create a prompt. So for example, if 10 people at the same time gave AI the same prompt, it's not going to give the same exact answer to everybody.
Exactly.
Right? Unless it's like factual fixed information. Even then, there can be some hallucinations that you can come across. Now, out of all those people, whatever individual choice they make is their, I mean, it was their choice, so it's their responsibility, so they should also reap the benefits of making that decision. So
they
even
should
if
be
you're
recognized as being a part of the
not
loop.
really part of the loop, if the whole idea is like, okay, we're competing in this thing, and say for, okay, I won't change the example, right? We're all competing in this competition, we're all allowed to use AI, right? And I keep coming back to this, that we're all allowed, because it needs to be that we're all like informed. Now if I put in a prompt, you know, it's kind of saying like, when I tell a joke in class, nobody laughed, but then my friend told the same joke and everybody laughed, right? So it's like, it's the individual touch that somebody
I love
brings,
that example.
right? Is like, okay, yeah, this is better, and it might not even be better. Maybe some person has worked harder, but the guy can take credit for creating an app that has allowed others to develop their creativity further, but the guy then cannot take ownership or credibility for the credit for the painting that somebody else has made using his tools.
So I think
Well, what's your argument for
the point I'm making?
The creator.
The point I'm making is that the reason why I gave the example of like, what if the AI came up with a prompt, is that you could remove the human from the process. You could remove the human from the loop and reach the same outcome. so that being the case, like, how much credit does the human really
But
deserve?
how do you remove the human from the loop?
Well, you essentially, the unique thought that leads to the creation of the art piece can come from the AI itself. You could say, generate prompts for me to tell the
Sure.
to prompt my art creation. That
Sure.
could be created by AI.
But then
you
you're
would
the
need
one.
someone to prompt that, fine. But if it's a question of like, does that person need to be recognized? Okay, but you could even, so this comes back to the creator question though, because let's not understand it from like the interface we typically know, which is you give it a prompt and you get an outcome. Let's just look at it from the view of like I creating the bot that I am using, right? As the creator of the tool, I give it the personality trait, or I give it the instruction to say, your responsibility here, your job as this tool is to just perform this one task. So then you're kind of recognizing like the tool itself or the creator of the tool in that situation.
But it's still you using the tool.
Well, but I'm not. So I don't actually fully agree with that, because it's like, look, in the projects I've built with AI, yes, I structured the outcome and the body of those projects, but I didn't really do the laborious work of making them work, right? I had to do a lot to get there, right? But I don't even feel like I can take credit for what's actually in there, nor do I understand it. I don't think someone like doing a simple prompt, I don't think the contribution, that's more what I should say. I don't think the contribution to the outcome is weighing on the user, right? In majority percentage in terms of contribution is related to the user. I think the majority of the contribution in there is the technology that allowed us to make the final outcome.
Sure.
I think recognizing both parties is probably important, because there is a degree to what you're saying about like the prompt is an important part of that.
Yeah, I mean, without the tool, the prompt isn't there, and without the prompt, the tool is useless.
But not kind of not where we're going. And so the and I'm going to get back to the point about the Adrian Brody thing here in just a second. But the way current systems are working is AI agents can spawn agents under themselves, right, to complete their own tasks.
Yeah,
so,
but that's spawning, the ability for a agent to spawn comes from the parameters that are given to that.
Not in these situations. In these, it's like complete a task, and the agent will say to itself, okay, well, the best way for me to do that is by spawn other agents. It can make that decision independently of the human.
But is that like a constraint that is allowed for by the human?
What do you mean?
For the AI to be able to create multiple agents if it wishes to do?
Well, that's the I mean, you could tell the agent, hey, I want you to go about solving this problem.
No, not like you telling it to, but it's like when I'm developing this agent, I set down the parameters, the code for it, and then I give it freedom to, like, if you think you have to go and make a decision, you have the freedom to go make that decision yourself. And if you choose like, oh, to get this work done faster, I need another agent, so I'll go create another agent.
Yeah.
But even if I can imagine you can't limit the ability, but at the end, is it still like the human who puts in the code for the AI to?
Well, it's the creator of the tool. So in terms of like who is recognized
there, is it the so who's writing the source code for the?
The creator of that, right? Is it the person who prompted to say, hey, create me something? Or is it the fact that that tool was able to act independently of the person who gave the prompt to reach the final outcome, which is, say, this AI art piece? In there, who really deserves the recognition? Is it the person who coded the tool and built the tool, or is it the person who told the tool what to do in that situation? But he was kind of completely removed from the final decision or the final prompt that led to the outcome that got the reward. You see kind of what I'm getting at there?
I do, but I just don't see like any reasoning, at least until now, where I would credit or I would like, yeah, it makes sense that I would give credit to the guy who created the tool. Like, obviously, he gets the credit for like, holy shit, you made this like kick-ass thing who does things so quick. But what people do with it, it's like, no, dude, I used that tool and made that output. That whole thing that I created is all mine.
Yeah, yeah, and I think like, yeah,
Right? Like ownership. And yeah, I think ownership is going to be really tricky. I think lawyers are going to make a lot of money. There's going to be a lot of suing. What's his name? Matthew McConaughey. He got himself trademarked.
Yeah,
His voice and himself, so
his
they have to
likeness,
use it.
yeah.
So they can. They have to like
Interesting.
pay. It's just like, yeah. And so when I saw like Disney also like suing China, was like really interesting because first of all, I don't know what the international rules are of like stealing IP, but I know China's
Probably
not great
not
at
great.
following them, right? I mean, same as India, right? Like
Yeah.
if there's a movie, sure. Like even Hollywood, they see like a movie in like or some anime in like Japan, and they're like, "That's a sex scene," and then Christopher Nolan is like, "I'm gonna make this
Fuck
into
yeah.
my movie."
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody picks up stuff. So very interesting how this goes, man. Uh, I saw something which I don't think had any AI, but was my favorite show of this year.
Favorite show?
Yeah.
Oh, is it Star Wars?
No.
No. What was it?
The
You're done with
Night
Star
of
Wars?
Seven Kingdoms.
Oh, how is it?
Dude, so fucking awesome.
Wow, really? I've been hearing that.
It's just so good because it just just a story. Go watch it, man. Like yeah.
So much time.
Definitely worth it. Me and Sal binged it over the weekend, and yeah, once you watch it, you don't want to put it down.
Sure. I'm trying to do this thing in my life right now where I'm only allowed to be using a screen if I'm absorbing something that's healthy. Bar my recent 1 week binge of Skyrim. But
That sounds like people who go to like McDonald's for the salad.
kind of, yeah. I'm kind of.
I only go to McDonald's.
I'm just, yeah. I don't know. Like, so when it comes to, do I sit down and spend the next 10 hours of my life like absorbing one of a dozen TV shows that I want to watch right now, or do I go learn something? It's like I'm trying to just like be responsible there.
Yeah,
because I've
fair.
spent so many years doing nothing but absorbing
True.
junk food, right? So and like I'm really this close to like just like fucking I want to go do Peaky Blinders again, but like again, like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I binged all of Game of Thrones for the 4th time, and it's like coming out of that, it's like, was that really a good use
The
of my
fourth time,
time?
yeah.
Yeah, I know. The third time I did it, second or third time I did it, I rationalized it because I was learning guitar over the top of it. It's like, all right, I've seen this already. I don't really need to pay full attention. I can play guitar while I absorb it. That's a really good way to do it.
100%.
But I think this is a show that I will end up watching.
Yeah, no, you should definitely give it a shot. Especially Game of Thrones, man. The last 2 seasons are already like a painful watch. You're like, okay, end it. But yeah, really cool. Talking about being disciplined. Foxcatcher.
Yeah.
Dude, great. I was really happy that we picked this movie because it's during Olympic season.
Perfect.
Perfect
Right.
timing.
Yeah. I
Right.
thought that was really, really well aligned. Well, you picked this movie. How'd you come across it?
I just saw a video and it was what's his name? Steve Carell and Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
In the same movie. I had no idea Mark Ruffalo is also in this movie.
Oh, it is Mark Ruffalo.
Right?
Yeah,
He's
you're right.
Dave
Yeah.
Schultz.
Sure.
And yeah, I had no idea he was in the movie, but I saw the clip and I was like, dude, Channing Tatum, Steve Carell, one of my favorite people to watch on screen. And then they're doing a really out of their usual skin performance or like a movie. And yeah, and it was like really interesting because the clip I saw was just like about him Steve like yelling at Mark. Sorry, John yelling at Mark. So it's like Steve yelling at Channing Tatum. some point in
What
the gym.
scene? Oh, okay.
Right, they're in the gym and he's like yelling it. And I thought, because I love sports movies, because they talk about discipline, they talk about fight, they talk about just like that fucking drive to
Grit.
like
Yeah.
win.
There's
Right?
always a good compilation in there of like the growth. It's like, let's go.
Getting bigger, getting faster.
I love that.
It touches on like the family and how it impacts everybody around them, their own relationships, because this is one thing I feel like a lot of people don't understand about people who are successful is the sacrifice, right? Everybody, wants to be successful, but like you mentioned, like I can either choose to like, give this my 10 hours, or I can go learn a new thing, right? And that's the thing, like if you look at any successful people, especially sports athletes, birthdays missed, funerals missed, weddings missed,
Christmas is
hanging
home.
out, just training, just working hard, parties,
university,
right? Do they not want to go and have a drink with their best friend, go get wasted, right? But it's like, no, for them, that's the route. They want success, and so they're like, okay, I'm gonna give this up. It's not easy. And one of the craziest thing I feel is how undervalued that I would want to say willpower goes, because it's, I often think it is like like anxiety is a really good one, where like, oh, this guy is rich, he's successful, he's not anxious, right? But in reality, it's like a lot of these people are equally, if not more, anxious, but it just like over the time they've done the work to learn how to like handle it. So when I saw this movie, I was like, dude, this is gonna be a kick-ass sports movie. I had no idea what it was gonna be about. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like Olympic player who gets like who loses and then he like win, and
Classic.
his coach the cliche story. And I was like, dude, this is gonna be awesome. Formulaic. We're back in it. Yeah, if you were here last
18.
week. 18. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think like just in response to like that, the exceptionalism and like Olympians, I think it's like so inspiring, and especially the not only like the dedication to the craft, but I really love the just at the start of the film when they're kind of building the characters and they're in the gym there and they're not really talking to each other, but they're just going through the motions and the training and they're like loosening up, and just like how they really perfect their craft. I think that's just a really admirable thing. It's something that really interests me, because I can be a bit of a perfectionist when I'm doing certain things. And so I just love seeing that, and I love seeing it depicted. And so like it was, again, really fun to watch because the Olympics was happening, and I'd been watching the Olympics, so going through all those same thoughts, and it's just, more of that, but a little more in depth. And the Olympics from the standpoint of the movie, you told me about it, and you were like, it's you've got these two guys who typically play non-serious roles coming in together to play a serious role, and I was it sounds like a great idea, and very similarly, I love them. We were talking about Timothée Chalamet earlier. What are your thoughts, and how have they developed over the years about Channing Tatum?
Channing Tatum? So I first saw Channing Tatum in Step Up.
Whoa. I don't think I saw it. What was one or two?
The first one. The first original, and they break into
it.
the high school and then he gets caught. Yeah.
I've seen Step Up 3.
3? Oh, man. Yeah. You gotta watch first and 2.
Step Up 3 was a fun fucking movie.
1 and 2 are way better.
Really?
Yeah. I think they're like 4 now. 3. But 1 and 2 is absolutely insane. Especially like 2 is got like really good dances. 1 is the best story.
Yeah. I just love the nerdy kids.
Yeah.
He was a great dancer.
Yeah. No,
and the shoes.
And bro, like shoes. 3 obviously like so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched all Step Up like multiple times. Yeah. It used to be like one of my favorite franchise movies, I would say. Like,
I remember you've mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Okay, so like you came across him in Step Up.
And in Step Up, no, I immediately loved him.
Yeah.
And I think and then he was I saw him do action in White House Down, where he's
Yeah, okay,
with
sure.
Jamie Foxx,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I don't remember the movie that well, but
the-
I guess he was a Secret Service agent or something.
Yeah, so
probably.
he's like
He's
a
probably
guy
the
who's
hero of the
struggling to
movie.
find a job, and then he's with his like daughter or
Yeah.
something at the White House for like a tour, and then things go wrong, and then in the end he gets a job as a
Cool.
security
Okay.
guy.
Yeah, sure.
Then I also saw him in this is movie with Mila Kunis he did called Jupiter.
Okay.
Right.
I've not
so
seen it.
essentially, I know that he's not the Robert Downey Jr. who's
Yeah.
gonna come and he's gonna give like the most powerful monologue.
Yeah.
But I feel that he has range, and
Yeah.
he has the ability to play. I think the main thing I would say is like the ability to play the character he is in that movie.
Fits into his role really
Yeah.
well.
Right,
Yeah.
even in this movie, his ability to just like just being like stiff and uneasy, and just like not really sure of
Yeah.
right, and kind of borderline on the spectrumish.
Yeah.
So I was like, so that's where I stand with Channing Tatum. Love him, love everything, love it him, Gambit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a
You saw
name
him
for
in
myself.
what was it? Kingsman 2?
Kingsman 2,
Close,
yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a joke role, but I love it. I mean, I loved 21 and 22 Jump Street. But yeah, I don't think
Oh,
like
yeah,
I've
that too.
ever seen a movie with him and I've been disappointed
Yeah.
with his performance.
Yeah, he does fun movies.
Yeah.
I would really want to watch The Roof Man.
What's that?
It's also like another real life story based movie about this guy who like escaped from prison and then went to Toys R Us and hid there for months.
No shit, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
so it's
In the roof?
no, in the store.
Yeah.
So he finds like this like room and he has like baby monitors and all set up everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's just living there, and then he
No
falls
shit.
in love, I think. So it's got the lady who plays Mary Jane in the
Kirsten
first Spider.
Dunst?
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
She's great.
she
She was I watched Civil War again recently, and man, was she fucking incredible in that.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, like Jane Tatum pulling a serious role, really well done. I
Yeah.
thought he did a great job.
And I didn't expect this one, like him to be. First of all, he's really good at getting jacked, and then like really not embodying a jacked dude.
Mhm.
Right, so he's got that personality of like, okay, he's still like very approachable, even though he's like, "Arr," right? Yeah,
I don't know.
like
in this
him.
movie, he was kind of like
Not
that.
approachable.
Yeah, he was a
Dude.
little. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one thing I really like this movie touch, because it's so real in this whole world of like sports, competitions, Olympics. Winter Olympics happen right now. I don't even know anybody who does like Winter Olympics, because I've grown up in India. Nobody in India grows up watching like skiing and all, and most of these countries it's like pretty cultural to like, oh yeah, we go skiing and all. So it's like, okay, you ought to be good at this, so fine, do your thing. But all these winners that we've had, say like this year, the sad truth in sports that I often see is, especially very specific to like these like not like longitudinal sport but like very event focused, is nobody cares about them in like 6 months.
So you know what I actually think is interesting about that is, it's not that nobody cares about them in 6 months. There are communities who really care about them, and those communities are filled with people who do them. It's kind of like rock climbing, right? Rock climbing isn't the hugest sport, right? But if you rock climb, you know about rock climbing. You absorb information about the competitions. You know who the big names are. And then when there's a big competition, say like the Olympics, the people you watch and the people who follow go. And that's like kind of the one time where your niche passion enters the global psyche. and everyone kind of pays attention to it. So it's less that in 6 months everyone falls out of attention to it. It's more that for the first time in 4 years, everyone's paying attention to it, right? And so it sheds a little light on the little part of your world, kind of like the World Cup does with soccer or football.
Not
in
really,
like
though.
A Western culture.
No, because it still is there when that World Cup is not there, right?
Yeah, but no one really cares about it until
dude, no.
In Western culture.
Yeah, especially now, how much money MLS has been getting.
It's been getting big,
right.
Like, and I played soccer,
like the
kid,
fact,
but I
that,
never
like the fact that it is blowing up in the Western culture, whereas if you look at the other way around, right, like there's not a lot of sports that go the other way, where like the world watches that America plays, right? Like it was really funny because this whole camaraderie that happened about like Bad Bunny performing at like the Super Bowl and everything. So everybody was like, oh, he shouldn't. And I think it got like 15-20 million people watching it at the same time. I don't know the exact number, but just an average English Premier League game got like 150 million. So it was like 10
an average England
league game.
A league game, yeah.
Right? So the viewership, if you really look at how like American sports like to talk is like monetary value, the viewership especially is like way bigger for other sports. My concern with Olympics is, sure, I agree, like for somebody who's like say passionate about skiing, right, they have like small competitions, but it's usually the Olympics that is their chance to like really make a name for themselves and really get themselves in that international mindset, like I'm going to be the best in the world.
Yeah, which is just so cool.
Fucking cool, right? And the truth is, they're also putting in that work to be there, right? To be
It's
like
been 4
chosen,
fucking years training for it.
right? Yeah, to be chosen out of all the people.
Yeah.
My issue of not having any support right after is that in most cases, it always leaves a negative impact on the psychology of athletes. You will find so many athletes who've won gold medals for their countries, but 5-6 years down the road, they're homeless. They don't have jobs. They're fucking depressed on drugs. And because, when you're putting in all that in, because with sports also, it's like, it's a limited thing, right? You're not going to be fucking dominating an industry or like like it's not a business, it's your physical body, so it obviously has like a clock on it that okay, I get 4 years of my prime watch.
It's called a watch.
It's called
the clock on your body.
I like that. But essentially, yeah, so if you have a limit to like, okay, this is how long I can put my time into this, and then you're hoping that, okay, if I can make a name for myself, I'll get some brand deals. I'll get my name, I'll get some other advertisements, maybe I'll do a host on like a sports network or something, right? Because as athletes, even footballers, even basketball players, a big factor is what happens when you leave the league.
Yeah. So the movie definitely starts with that, and that was something that I thought was interesting. Mark Dupont. Yeah.
Mark Schultz and Dave Schultz and Jean Dupont.
Yeah. So he says to Mark, we've failed you, right? We as a country have failed you. You won a gold for us, and I think like in a previous generation, really what it was is just like how much spotlight and investment there was to be given, right? We were kind of talking about last week. When we did Formula One, we were talking about like the amount of content that gets put out versus like how much of it is quality, right? And there's just like I think now what's exciting is that people who are in these niche sports do actually have somewhat of an avenue to kind of get a form of like recognition or a form of like sponsorship through their veins, because you can find 1 million people to tune into you through fucking TikTok or whatever, and there's going to be 1 million people doing these niche sports, and they'll probably come to you eventually.
That's why like all like athletes are like.
Yeah,
and it's like great.
Well, that's a whole other thing, and I want to talk about Eileen Gu in a moment. But I don't think they're really in it for the money. I mean, not like
no. That's why sports are one of the best things anybody can have in their life is play one sport, because it just it's like to be an athlete. I don't think anything, like, it's really hard to be that passionate for anything if you're in it just for the money, right? Like for somebody who's making movies also, somebody who's like, does stand up or professional athlete, there's a point where it comes like, okay, I do want sustenance and everything. But especially for athletes, when they already start such a young age, they have been competing their whole life. So competition, that drive to be excellent, to be the best, to be better, is not something they have to like consciously tell themselves to do. They're already in that position. And that's something, I don't know if it was Eileen, but it was the Chinese snowboarder, Chinese American snowboarder who's skier. I saw her one of her press conference, and she had mentioned that line, and I was like, that's really true. That like as athletes, you're really.
Oh, is that the one where her grandmother just died? She goes into it. No, that's a sad thing. We're great, but go on.
No, that's just it. Like you have.
Oh no, it wasn't Eileen Gu. It was another. It was you're right. It was someone on the USA team, and they were talking about how do you feel with some of the controversy coming on from the Trump administration right now. No, and she was saying
it wasn't about the Trump administration. Okay. It was about. That's also one thing I really hate about the media right now is asking athletes these questions. It's like, can you just keep something separate?
The thing is like. He started it, like he brought it, like he was criticizing.
I know he invited the men's hockey team.
Yeah, to the State of the Union, but this was a couple weeks ago. It was like right at the start of the Olympics. We're a few days into it, and don't quote me exactly here, but it was saying there was an interview with like. Oh, yeah, it was right after the opening ceremony. And when Team USA was walking into, the big stadium.
Yeah, they got booed.
And so, obviously. And so the reporters asked one of the, athletes, like, how do you feel about, representing your country with the state of things that are going on right now? And he said something totally fucking neutral, something along the lines of, I don't really feel comfortable commenting on it, or, it's not really my place. Obviously, there's some things I don't necessarily agree with. Like, it was as
But that's such a stupid question to ask an athlete. How do you feel about walking and people booing you?
Well, I think it was a reasonable question. Hey, you just got booed at the fucking Olympics because there's shit going on in your country. How does it make you feel as someone who has spent your life? I'm from the States, right? And so when I'm here in Canada, where I'm a dual citizen, I'm more proud to be Canadian. But when someone asks me, how do I feel about what's going on? That's obviously something that I have opinions on, or like, or people might treat me a certain way because I'm American, when I want to boo the country just as much. Yeah. Right. So it's like I'm being received negatively because of decisions that I'm not making about things I also disagree with.
But right? I think in a place of sports, it should be about sports. And because I saw like a lot of questions, and sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. The one that really got me off was it was some lady who had won like a gold, because first of all, American women outperform men by like a landslide. Like they won way more medals. Right.
Let's go.
Somebody had asked this athlete about like, how do you feel about women beating men? And just like the use of not like beating men, but right, like getting more trophies, but just the idea that, okay, we're gonna present a question that no matter the response, it is gonna create like
Clickbait.
controversy or clickbait.
Yeah.
It's like that's such an abuse to these athletes
Mm-hmm.
who are putting in all their hard-earned energy. And again, like as an athlete, if I am representing my country, despite the political situation in my country, I don't deserve to be booed
It's like, guys,
on
can
the
we not?
world
It's
stage.
like, that's not why we're here, everyone. Isn't this about unity? Can't we just
Yeah.
focus on the sport? Can't we just like
Didn't these
stay in our
sports
lane?
start
Yeah.
so that people came together?
Yeah.
Right? Like what happened when Hitler was at the Olympics? Nobody booed him.
Well, so but and just to finish the tangent,
Yeah. Go on.
after that line of questioning from the reporter and the
Mm-hmm.
response from the Trump then got up there and started criticizing the fucking athletes, saying
Athlete,
they're pieces of shit or whatever the fuck.
Which is
Again, don't
stupid.
quote me.
You can't shit on people who are going out there and representing your country.
And so it got to be made a bigger thing, and so that's how it came in the line of questioning from, because it did get politicized, and it
Yeah.
So, but yes, I agree with you. It shouldn't necessarily be there. The element of the I got totally sidetracked.
That's okay. Well, I'll sum it up in what I think. I think I feel very similar when they ask like actors and movie stars to comment on political things, and the best response I've ever heard so far has been Bill Burr's. It's like, it's not my responsibility to give you guys a soundbite, to just like jump on. Like, you guys are the one who went to school, like, are journalists.
Mm-hmm.
So like, like stop being a pussy and just like, like go be a journalist, right? Get answers, get people. And just when because with athletes, and even actors, man, like they're just not in the same world as the general public, right? Like for somebody who's living in like a $6 million mansion or is spending 300 days out of 365 in a fucking gym, I don't think that person really is putting a lot of their energy thinking about the social economic conditions. They're focused on being number one in the country and then in the world. So I just find it like, as an athlete, it would be such a weird, because you're put in a position that no matter what you say kind of puts you up for criticism, right? No matter what you say, somebody's going to come online and be like, no, you're a fucking idiot. You don't know this. Because now it's so easy. You can just like boom, boom, boom. And going before, like, say I have a race tomorrow and then today I'm having to sit down and talk about the wild things that are happening in my country, I'm going to be not able to sleep all night.
Well, it makes you respect, the athletes who manage to walk that line in such a judicious way that like everyone loves them. Like they know how to do it so efficiently, where they have found a way to like, Mike, he loves Aaron Judge, and so, or like Shohei Ohtani, these two baseball players that like the baseball community just fucking loves, because they're just nice, kind. They come off as honest. When they get interviewed about a record-breaking game or some record they broke, they respond with, honestly, I'm just so lucky to be surrounded by a group of people who are able to...
The boys were great. The team played fantastic. The first inning was great.
They just focus on everyone else, or like being able to, but in we had to, doing the job, we had to tiptoe that line constantly when we were talking to people, because we're constantly talking about these politically sensitive issues, and so it's always like, who am I talking to here? How am
I don't believe in human rights.
Yeah, it's like, what's your stance on vaccines? Or fucking, oh god, they're good, by the way, people. Can we just fucking... I don't fucking know. Talk to your fucking doctors. But Jesus Christ, we should have our fucking kids get the goddamn measles vaccine.
Dude, that's... I was actually writing like a joke about this of like... because
What's the punchline, America?
No, it's measles. No, but it was like about how Spotify kind of gives like a lot of ads for like measles.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I have premium.
That's exactly my joke. It's like, because I'm broke and I don't have Spotify Premium, I get ads. So I know that I replace measles with like breast cancer. So it's like I know that breast cancer exists. But I'm scared about all these rich people who have Spotify Premium. They don't know about cancer.
They don't know it's coming for them.
It's coming for them. So I have to like every time I'm at a party, I always connect my phone for like make sure people know breast cancer is real.
Spread the news. Like fucking measles.
Like fucking measles.
Don't connect your phone at a party when you don't have Spotify Premium.
Dude, it's really funny.
That's a dick move.
So I didn't have Spotify Premium for my first 3 years. Then I had it for 3 years. And now I think I don't have it. And it's not changed my life at all.
I couldn't deal with it. My dad drives me up a fucking wall. This guy, it pays for... First of all, he'll pay for like streaming services.
Yeah.
He has YouTube TV, and I think he has Netflix, and I think he has Prime, right? I'm constantly telling him, just you can stream it on a fucking computer, and that's fine. But then it's like, well, he'd rather just pay the $25 to, not have to either deal with it, but also not have like the risk of information security and having to figure out a VPN. It's just like, he'll pay the fucking money. But he doesn't have Spotify Premium. And so I go home and he'll listen to music, and then the fucking ads come on every 4 or 5 songs. And for years, I mean, I'm talking about like, it drives me fucking insane. The things I've seen him spend, like just money for convenience of it, like taking a taxi or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like the amount of money it would cost would be insignificant to him is essentially the thing. And I have seen him spend more money on less significant things just randomly. They won't have a movie on. A perfect example is like he'll pay for these Prime services like Amazon Prime, and we'll be looking for a movie to watch, and then it'll be like rent for $13.99. I'll be like, no, don't do that. That's stupid. I'll stream it. It's like, fuck it, right? And I'm like, but so you'll pay $13 for that, but you won't get Spotify Premium? Are you fucking kidding me? So
you should get him on your plan.
No, fuck that shit.
No, it will be cheaper for you.
Why? What?
Like,
because he would contribute?
No.
What do you mean?
No, like for Spotify, I think it's like $9.99 for students, but I think it's $12 for regular accounts, but I think it's like $15 if you have 2 people.
I'm not gonna have him send me $7.50. And also,
no, just for $3. Get your dad Spotify, man.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I don't. I mean, I wouldn't. Wait, can he have his own?
He'll have his own profile and everything. It will just totally be like a family thing. You know, how you do with Duolingo.
I've come this close to just buying him the year, but dude, I'm gonna fucking do that tonight.
That's one of the reasons immigrants do so well is because this idea of like.
Do they though?
Yeah. Dude. Okay, who did the Super Bowl?
Not in the States.
Who did the Super Bowl?
And no, I'm not saying it's a slight against immigrants. I think immigrants are harder working fucking individuals, but the system doesn't necessarily allow them to do better, or
so I'll tell you where they do better. They actually do. Not. First of all, they have a lot more of a drive to do better than people who are already here.
100%.
Right? So the professions they choose, according to our Toronto's I think it's the mayor or something, not Doug Ford. You know the bald guy who's in Toronto, who's like the politician there? No, okay. But basically,
Canadian politics, bro.
But
I don't know Canadian politics.
When immigrants come, they're not engaging in like arts, right? They're doing like more like, okay, be a doctor, be a nurse, be a mathematician, be a scientist, data scientist, right? That's why all tech jobs and all like, it's mostly Indians in that industry. If you go to Silicon Valley, it's Punjab. Right? But intellectual Punjab, right? Kind of the top of the cream of our country moves here and works because it's obviously better opportunities. But on a social aspect, the idea of like sharing resources amongst family and family members. For example, they'll all live together, mom, dad, son, two sons.
Multi-generational household.
Yeah, multi-generational households. So it's like, okay, now that family is sharing resources, so their growth is a lot faster than for one family to do that. So you'll see like their houses will have like, okay, all three main families have like their own cars. They all share their resources. Something like Spotify, they have like one family plan. It's cheaper because everybody is like on the same plan. So it's that was the thing I was trying to mention. Not just like, oh yeah, people suck here or immigrants are doing better, but just the change in perspective of like Western society is like a lot more individualistic driven, whereas at least as far in my experience, like Asia and even Africa, it's a lot more like community. Like, okay, like not community, I would say, but like togetherness of like family takes care of family. We stick together and then grow together. It's like, I'm gonna do my thing, he's gonna do his own thing, and one guy is like CEO of a company, other guy is on food stamps of the same family. So that's interesting. I guess a good way of saying it would be income disparity between family members.
And the essentially like the waste that comes from a more individually focused society.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I think it's a really admirable culture. And when I was in like New York for a while, and I was in the inner city schools, like there were a couple times where I was just like, I would go over to a friend's house or something, and they were often Hispanic. And there were a couple of these like family parties that I went to, and you're right, it's the whole fucking 30 of these people. They all, and you're just like embraced, right? And I think that's like so wonderful, and we don't have that.
That unconditional like support group, right? That's like, okay, I have these people no matter what. And it's not just 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's like 15 people who are there to help me in case I need anything.
And the human value of welcoming and sharing what you have. Really, it's like, here it's like, this is mine. You're lucky if I share with you. And if I share with you,
I need something in
I'll
return.
give you what I'm going to be willing to give you. And what are you going to do for me, right? And there is like, you offer to help, you offer to do the dishes, and they will, no, you sit the fuck down and you eat our food. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna have fun, and we're gonna take care of you. Like, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
But can I please help do the dishes?
I'll do the dishes.
So so in terms of this movie, right, I thought the character dynamics were wonderful, right? You've got this super rich dude who they start into very mysteriously. You have no idea who he is, and I think great job to the director in the first like 10 to 15 minutes where he was like setting the stage and building the story and building the mystery around Mr. Dupont. And I think you know the scene right at the scene in the library when they first sit down and meet.
Yeah.
I'm watching this, and
when he meets Dupont.
He arrives there. He ends up
that's at the house.
Yeah. And we're like 20 minutes in, and I'm saying to myself, after this scene happened, I wrote down, I was like, the director of this movie went into it knowing exactly how he wanted to tell this story, and the story that he was trying to tell, and like who are the characters and what are their relations. And I felt like I wasn't sure what did a heavier job of lifting here, if it was the directors, the actors, or the writers. What do you think?
I think it was the director.
Interesting.
By very second close, the actors themselves, I didn't like the writing of the whole story overall. I'll mention them. I always like to give credit these guys. Emax Fry and Dan Futerman. And
Do we
those are
know
the
anything else they've done?
writers. No, they have worked with the director Bennett Miller.
Okay.
He's done Moneyball.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
This had a similar kind of feel.
Yeah,
vibe,
exactly. So when I also found out that he's done Moneyball, I did realize that, oh, yeah, okay, he's got that focus on one character throughout the movie and kind of tell the whole movie revolving around them. And like he did with Brad Pitt in that one, he did Steve Carell. And yeah, he does such a great job. I did not move my eyes at all away from the screen the whole time I was watching the movie.
Yeah.
I was really hooked. But you know, it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
Do you know about the actual wrestler?
I went in, looked into it post
Watching.
Yeah, because I was just like, I wanted to understand a little bit about like the motive and who was he, because they start the movie. One thing I don't think they answered very well in the film is like, who is Dave Schultz, and they indicate like he was a bigger deal, but they don't really touch on like why.
Yeah, right. That was I think the main thing that pissed me off about the writers was like a lot of the actual thing that happened was not depicted in the movie.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to research it, because I feel like I didn't, like, they kind of just ended with this, but it's like I didn't have any context to that. The whole movie was about his brother. It was like...
And then it swapped, because initially when I saw it, I thought like, oh, Channing Tatum's character is going to be the main protagonist. And then he's like, oh, no, I want your brother. And abruptly... Channing Tatum is just sidecasted, right? And then his brother is called in, and then immediately things happen. Things seem like not so great, and then he shoots him. He dies.
Well, I think that understanding, if they try to build understanding how John is affected by like what Mark's role plays in that relationship and the evolution into the brother and how the brother comes in. So I think like I'm okay with how they like focus on him and then he's sidecast, as you say, like in the movie. But the first question I asked, the first Google, if I remember correctly, was like, why was Foxcatcher made? Like what was the story they were trying to tell? Because I just watched the whole fucking movie and it's like, okay, I understand this was a true story. This is something that happened, but I don't know why you like what story were you trying to tell during this movie? Was it about Mark or was it about the killing? And it seems like you're trying to make it about the killing, but I don't have any information
What's going
about
on?
that. So what? Yeah.
It's all about getting really angry and then join wrestling.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I don't think the writers did as good of a job, but also that might be a director's issue, right? Does the director lose sight of?
Director is not the one who's coming up with the main story,
but he's kind of got to tell it.
And the way he tells it is very beautiful.
You're right. Yeah, that's fair. I think like the bones of the story, which really is the writing, that was lacking.
That is all.
I thought the dialogue though was good. The dialogue
so
was really good.
And also the lack of was amazing.
Oh, man, some of those scenes where it just like but then also, I mean, that's just Steve Carell doing such a good job where like something happens and they like one of the ones there were two that really stood out to me. There was the first when Steve asks or John asks Mark, where's Dave? When's Dave coming out? And Mark's like, well, he's not. And Steve Carell, he just sits there and like absorbs it silently for like 10 seconds. And I thought that was like such a powerful moment.
Too good. But that's direction. So that's the director. This guy, he purposely chose long shots of like, we're just going to have the actor like purposely stall scenes, and we're gonna have the actors just sitting in dead silence. And oftentimes,
interesting. You think that's more, and it's very possible it is.
Yeah.
I hadn't considered that. Would that be, you think, more
a
like
director's note of like, we're gonna record having you sit here, and we're not gonna tell you when we're gonna cut, even maybe, right? And just have you sit in this emptiness. And one thing I really liked about this movie was because it's a really the main whole Foxcatcher thing is a lot more psychological than about like wrestling or anything. And this silence that this movie uses really surrounds you. You feel so awkward. That beginning scene, he's in this school and he's like talking to this group of people, and he's now come to collect his money, and it's $20. And that too, they didn't want. They didn't want him. They wanted his brother.
But my fucking I downloaded, the streaming wasn't working great for me, so I did a download. I paid for it.
Yeah.
It was taking time.
Yeah. On Crave.
But I noticed recently in the streaming services that I pay for, occasionally they cut out like 5 seconds. It'll like freeze or go silent. It'll stop moving, and then it'll jump to 5 seconds ahead. And I don't know the reasons that's happening.
Yeah.
But it's a trend I noticed over the last year and a half, and it happened right on that fucking scene. So I have no idea how that dialogue went. I saw them writing the check, and then it cut to like 5-10 seconds later. So I tried to find like 2 or 3 other
sources to get that scene.
I wanted to. That was like the first dialogue with him. I wanted to see how he reacted to it, and I couldn't. I had to.
And that basically scene really just sets the stage for the whole movie, because you're like,
make me feel worse about it.
You do like a gig and you're just getting $20 at the end of it, and
well, in 1980, I mean,
you were an ex-Olympic gold winner, not even just bronze, something gold, right? And so in reality, it's his brother Dave so him and Dave obviously wrestle together, play wrestling as a sport together, and they go do this thing, come back, they're doing their thing. This guy, John, right? Huge example of like power hungry and control hungry individuals out there who are in positions of power, unfortunately, right? Like his family was rich. They used to do fox hunting. They had property in Pennsylvania. He's obviously
Was it Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
He's obviously really well connected because he's got the army coming and dropping a tank, mostly because of his mom.
Well, they were weapons manufacturers. They supplied the early U.S. military, if I understood correctly.
I didn't pick up on
ammunition.
that. Okay.
Yeah, and then that's how they built their dynasty.
Fuck yeah, dude! War is crazy money. Any movie you pick up and it's like war, coaching.
Wars. You've seen? Yeah, we've always talked about war dogs.
War dogs. Yeah. But this guy basically ends up not mounting up to being anything in his life, even while having everything around him. He has no friends, has no love connections. From the movie, what I sensed was also his mom was not a big fan of him.
Oh, really?
Right.
He was kind of weird dude. I mean, that's at least how they depict him.
Yeah,
I don't know the guy.
And so when I go into reading into this,
tell me.
He started with a very general, innocent thought of like, I want to have like a facility where athletes have a place where they have all the, like a bed to sleep on, good food, good nutrition, don't have to worry about paying for things, have like not a combine, but more like an academy place, where this is going to be the academy for wrestling USA. Now,
Is it Mark's idea or John's?
John's.
That's what John wanted. Yeah,
Just what John wanted. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna get these two guys. He wanted Dave in the beginning because Dave in the wrestling world was a big person, and not only because of his skill but also of his human personality.
yeah.
He was really respected even by other opponents, everybody. So that was something that really pissed off John. And when John had Dave come in, John was already like, so they show his like uneasiness was losing control when it's like Sunday or something, and he comes in to meet Mark Channing Tatum, and he's like, "Why are you guys not practicing?" And he's like, "Oh, I thought I'll give the morning off to the guys, and then we'll go do a double in the evening."
Yeah.
And then he smacks him, and he's like, "You ungrateful bitch!"
Yeah, ape.
All right, and so in reality, it was way worse. In reality, he got the head of U.S. wrestling to his property one time. He went and sat with him in a car and pushed the car in the lake. John.
While the guy was in it?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And so he was just weird. He was always on drugs and drunk. He always had this paranoia was the main thing of like just always like somebody's spying against me, so everybody's trying to get me, somebody's trying to take this away. And if you
No shit.
look at it through the movie, which really makes sense, it's like he's trying to get control and his name out there in this Foxcatcher brand, that I'm the one who's creating this space, that I want to be a mentor, I want to be a leader, I want to be a father. I'm so important for these athletes.
Yeah.
So a lot of these athletes who were then coming to Foxcatcher were really struggling because they were like, well, this guy is a crackhead. He's crazy. He walks around the house with automatic weaponry, right, and pistols. And if you look at his real picture and also in the movie, he does not seem somebody I would leave my kids with.
Yeah, he looks a little bit like he looks a little off.
Right.
Mark, by the way, though, didn't.
Dude, great.
He doesn't look like a weirdo.
Mark and both Dave really well. Like the way they, I think, costume department would be responsible here, but they did a fantastic job. And so he gets this paranoia that okay, they're gonna take away things from me, but because of Dave being there and him having all the respect of all these athletes,
people gravitated towards him.
They overlooked John's behavior because Foxcatcher was winning gold medals, bronze medals. They were winning. They were a successful place for athletes who want to do wrestling and represent US to go and participate and be in an environment where it was breeding excellence. Obviously, everybody has that tipping point. John slowly started like getting worse. He would randomly like change up his whole security team. He would just like call random people at late night and be like, hey, are you like going against me? Do you not like me? Is there something between us?
It's just weird, man.
Yeah. And there are a lot of people who were like, obviously, who were in that field in that time who now go on podcasts and all and have talked about it. So it's like really cool to get like, that perspective, because like I had mentioned before, I didn't know this movie was gonna be about this John dude. I thought it was gonna be Cliché guy wants to win the tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was like, I was like, dude, this is so much better, right? Like psychotic. And then because he felt like, Dave is turning the other athletes against him, he was like, okay, Dave's got to go. And then he just drove one day randomly and then literally just shot in front of his wife.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's crazy. That scene, spoilers, when he pulled up in the car and called out to Dave, I said to myself, he's gonna shoot him, and then he just fucking.
Dude.
Oh, what a wrenching scene that was. I mean, tough to watch.
So raw, right? Like he's like, what, gets shot. The guy in the seat is like,
what the fuck are you doing? Yeah.
Right. The wife is like, what?
Yeah.
And then he shoots him again. And now he's like really struggling, but he still has hope. Like, okay, the driver, somebody, he has a gun in his hand, do something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you're hoping it's
right.
Like,
and then the wife walks outside, and then he shoots him the third time, and my heart
like,
literally just stopped.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have not felt that like awe and like lack of breath in a scene in a really long time.
Yeah. It was tough. And you know, I think they did a really good job of just like building his character, Mark Ruffalo's character, just like such a lovable guy. You know, Mark Ruffalo's never really played that kind of personality.
No,
I don't think.
No, but he is such a great actor.
I would agree with that. I don't particularly
right like I'm
like
not
him.
he's not like fantastic or like so I seek out to watch him, but
when I see him it's like, oh, it's Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, and he's got range, and he's got that I want to say like that, you know how Jason Bateman has that, oh, I relate to this person. Jason Bateman looks like that average 95 office dude.
Oh yeah,
right. Who's like, you put me in any role, I'll be the most relatable person you can imagine. So Mark Ruffalo also plays all. I mean, I guess the better way to say it would be Mark Ruffalo. Whenever he plays a character, it feels like he is him.
Now, you know what the thing is. I think with Mark Ruffalo is, I never liked him as the choice for Hulk. I never, because also like they recast the other guy,
Ed Norton.
Yeah. It started as Ed Norton. They tried to build the franchise around him. That got panned, and then they rebuilt it with Mark Ruffalo. And it was just like that choice never connected with me. You know the ways that they like built on Spider-Man over the years, and like those were three very different personalities. I enjoyed each of them, but it made sense that it was never Andrew Garfield. Yeah. Still really enjoyed Andrew Garfield in the role. Mark Ruffalo, granted, I knew very little about Hulk and like the personality that he was supposed to be, but I just never liked him. But tell me something. What was the in the end? Was it UFC? What did he turn into? He was doing just like cage fighting or something?
No, it was UFC.
Yeah.
So I recognize UFC because the video he sees is that guy in that taekwondo outfit and it's smashing the guy. Yeah. That's a pretty iconic fight. I'm not into like UFC or like fighting sports, but when I read about it, he went and did one UFC fight. But wait for this. This is what will blow your mind. And I, for some reason, cannot imagine why they would change this. In real life, Mark Schultz enters the UFC to fight a 6'6", maybe 6'6" is too much. Maybe I'm getting my facts about this person wrong, but a huge ass, I think, heavyweight black dude.
Okay.
But in the movie, for some reason, they've just changed it to a Russian dude.
Really?
And I was like, dude, why?
Yeah. It's a weird choice.
That's a weird choice. And I was like, yeah, so it was the things about the actual story. Because I love movies like this. Yeah. There was just like something real happened. So you always have like, oh, I want to see more details about this or more information so I have access to. But also just like the experience of like learning about the facts and how events happened through the enactment by, say, actors that I like, right? It's really interesting. And when I saw this movie, I really loved it. But then when I went and read about what actually happened and what were the details of things that happened, I felt like the movie failed to really dig deep on the psychological environment that John was creating and the really weird things that he was actually doing.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure people didn't really openly talk about it, and they was just like, oh, he's doing this, he's weird. But yeah, man, minus that disparity between what actually happened with what was in the movie on its own, really good.
Yeah.
I cannot like stop talking about how much I enjoyed it. I've been eating Sahil's head over.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, dude, cause there's no music in it.
Is there no score whatsoever?
No score. I think there's like a few random song
Bits of
something.
music. I
that
hadn't
would
really
come up.
noticed. Yeah.
But there's no music. And it's not only like no music. So when you have like headphones on, you have you feel like
The
your
empty
sound,
space.
yeah, like sound is captured. In the movie, it's dead silence.
Yeah.
Right. So in the
Cool.
movie, you just get like when they're on the mat in the gym.
Yeah, and you just
Right.
yeah.
I really love that scene when his mom is there checking on him.
Weird scene.
Yeah, but it really talked about how the environment, how cold it was, how for athletes, like, dude, like, your coach, and oh man, it happens so much in like, because again, coach are like, positions of power. They get to choose who plays, who doesn't, and they decide like, okay, I'm gonna abuse the fuck out of this dude and not give him a single chance to play.
Yeah.
Right. So there's so many. I mean, there was this one doctor also who was like the U.S. gymnastics teams, and then he was just like abusing the athletes. In the name of medical
that was a really big,
a huge
deal,
case.
Hundreds of them, I think, over the course of 15, 20 years. Yeah.
And so it's like, dude, like for athletes, we expect them to like give their all for the country, but my initial argument was like, as a country, we should be doing a little bit more as well.
I read a really interesting article this morning. It was a long fucker. It was long to the degree where I almost never read them, but I was procrastinating. I was lying in bed, and it was about the extremely high rate of ACL injuries, specifically for teenage girls, because they have like a 3 to 6 times a higher chance of likelihood to tear an ACL as boys, and it was talking a lot about how like there are really well documented studies on preventative measures that can be taken, but so much of the rise in youth in sports and like the super intense focus of their training now to play at like elite and really high levels and go on these championship tours and play out of state tournaments and really and like having private lessons and private coaching, there's so much focus on the excellence and like the outcome and the goal that it's like dehumanizing to a point, and they're not taking enough steps to protect and like prepare the individuals, right? Because it's all just focused on the money and the goal.
Yeah, it's all about like we want to build a legacy, and and a lot of sports like football, what I guess people would call soccer.
I call it football. I conceded that fight
I
years
just call
ago.
both football. Or actually, for me, it depends on who I'm talking to, and it'll be like it will be easier for this person to understand.
I just say
if I said
football or football.
Football.
I do. Yeah.
Football. Football.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I think last year they added like teams to play more games in a season, and the fans are like, right, my team's gonna play more.
Yeah.
Right. The league is like, sick. We're gonna sell more tickets. We're gonna charge people more, sell more merchandise, make more money. The athletes, on the other hand, have reduced the number, or sorry, not the number, but the amount of rest they're getting between the games in a season. and that's causing not only like in football like more frequent injuries, requiring teams to like actually have like more squad depth of like having like more players on their roster, but also just the quality of the sport is dropping because it is shifted from being focusing on like the athlete and the potential and the talent and like but into being like, oh, we want to make this league money.
It's just a problem with the fucking world. I mean, the focus on these things, we get so fucking lost in the money of it all, and like like what you were saying earlier about like news and with sports, and like why do we have to politicize everything? Why do companies need to make unlimited fucking profits and always increase quarter after quarter and fuck the consumer? And now, you have athletes, and then athletes get screwed over because it's like, fuck them, play more, make us more money. And it's just, it's fucked up.
You ever wrestle?
No. I'm not gay.
Yes, I agree, man. But you ever, because I am definitely not gay, so I've never even like worn the uniform.
Yeah.
So we when I was a kid, Mike and I, we ended up Mike's actually really good at like wrestling and grappling. He doesn't necessarily have the build of a wrestler, but he's long and he's got like really high muscle density for his, and so he's able to grapple around people.
Yeah.
He's actually quite exceptional at that, and the reason it's relevant is because when we were kids we would fight, and he's 4 years older, so I'm younger, and I would be physical as a kid, so I would hit, right? And because he's so much larger than me, I would approach it like I can't really hurt him, right? And so I would come swinging, and he would restrain me. He would grab me, take me to the ground. He would kind of wrestle me, and then also just the times with friends at a sleepover, saying you set up a couple mattresses and you just fucking
best times.
Good times.
I don't even know. Do kids even do that anymore?
Well, actually, it's really interesting. That like sense of unstructured free play and is something that we don't have much more of anymore. And one of the terms that I got from the Jonathan Haidt book, Anxious Generation, is safetyism, which is kind of just like the over-prioritization of safety above all other things. And so like that leads to, too much supervision, too much restriction of behaviors that could potentially lead to injury, right?
Yeah.
And so that's, and also just because people are also, like kids are also replacing that an activity that they might have done with their friends in times past, such as wrestling, with more screen time, and either like they're doing it independently in their own homes, or if they're with their friends, they're going to be playing on consoles, as opposed to like, how do we entertain ourselves right now? Fucking let's wrestle, bitch.
Let's wrestle,
right?
Bitch.
I bet you I could pin you to the fucking ground.
Yeah,
on,
right?
Who's stronger?
Yeah.
And that's actually a really interesting like coming of age concept in terms of like how people navigate and find their position in the world and come to their own sense of self. Like it's something that kids are losing in their early age development. Fascinating book. You should fucking read it. I think you would find it really, really interesting.
Wait, read
The Anxious Generation.
The Anxious Generation. Is it a book?
Yeah.
How many words?
Like,
sorry, how many?
Like
is it like a big
300
book?
pages.
Yeah, okay.
300 pages.
Any pictures?
Okay. Quite a number. A lot of like diagrams and studies, but
I wanted
I
pictures.
get the question.
I wanted pictures.
Yeah, I get the question.
Yeah, I'm not a big reader. I find it hard. But talking about things that often get ruined by money, how much do you think this movie costs?
Ooh. I mean, the cast probably cost them some money, because this is probably, both of those actors were probably pretty big shit at this time. I mean, Steve Carell would have been pretty much height of The Office. Channing Tatum, when was 21 Jump Street made? Like 2012-ish?
2012-ish. This is 2014.
Yeah.
So yeah, after.
Yeah, 2012. So these guys would have been pretty high demand. Mark Ruffalo. So cast is going to be expensive.
Yeah, because
Considering
2012 was Avengers, so.
yeah, and this movie probably got greenlit right after Moneyball because Moneyball was 2011, so they probably gave him pretty good budget. The movie didn't feel like it needed a ton of budget, and especially like it doesn't have a ton of writing. It didn't have a ton of score, like we were saying. Sight, I don't imagine being too expensive. I mean, they could have made this movie for fucking 15 million. 42. I want to say 15, but
15 15's great, better guess.
Yeah.
It's like 22 24
sure.
million, and they
Made wait.
okay.
This was a theater release, I imagine.
Yeah,
because back it would have
yeah.
been. Oh man, I have no idea how this movie would have been received. Like you, I don't know much about. I hadn't heard much about the movie. I knew the name.
I had no
I
idea
knew
about the
nothing
name
about
either. Was it any like news? Like, do you have any memory?
I knew nothing about
okay.
it. I didn't know. I knew nothing. But when you said to me like Foxcatcher, even though I knew nothing about it, it was like the fact that I knew that name told me it was a movie.
Yeah.
This was
all
was
my
something
guns
that
are
came out.
Foxcatcher.
So I'm gonna say I don't know, probably I don't know, fucking 35.
35. You'd be happy. I don't know. Maybe happy is the wrong word to say this. You'd be sad to hear that this is the first movie that ended with a loss.
Wow.
Only 19 million.
But I bet you it had good reviews.
You want to guess those two?
Rotten Tomatoes?
Rotten Tomatoes, the cinephiles.
Well, it's gonna have. I'm gonna go higher critic, lower audience.
Mm-hmm. That seems pretty natural for a movie like this.
67.
78, 67. That might be on the money, dude.
Yeah?
Give me 1 second. Let me confirm.
Did I hit it? Did I do the thing?
Dude, we should get a bell. If you hit it, you gotta hit it. What were your numbers?
Wow, that didn't fucking work. Why do you not have a bell on your tree?
Because it's not Christmas.
Why do you have a Christmas tree if it's not Christmas?
Dude, any tree can be a Christmas tree.
That's plastic.
Yeah. It's not even a tree.
It's not even a tree. What was it? What was it? I said 78, 67?
78,
Something like that,
67. 88 critics.
Nice.
66 audience.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
I was
Critics
really
went higher.
shocked.
Yeah.
Audience didn't like it too much.
Yeah, but audience never gets a high score when a protagonist gets killed. And the reason why I always look for a higher critic score is because it typically means something bad happens, which means it's not a
Cliché.
yeah,
Formulaic.
Yeah, 19 motherfucker. Yeah, and I loved Game of Thrones because they weren't afraid to kill someone off, right? And I think it's important to kill the main character sometimes.
Yeah. Talking about Game of Thrones, very weird thing, but also really funny. So Game of Thrones, obviously the new show, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, badass. If I've not told you about it, hear it again. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. All right. I keep hearing that.
It had one of the episodes dropped with 10 IMDb or rating on somewhere.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, flawless. The fans of Breaking Bad were unhappy because they had one episode which is like 9.8.
They did, yeah. It was the best. It's regarded as the best episode of TV ever made.
Yeah,
yeah. It's the one where they kill Hank in the desert.
Yeah, that is a good episode.
Yeah,
great show overall. But basically, Breaking Bad fans went onto IMDb page and purposely gave Game of Thrones a bad rating.
Really?
Drop
it down?
So Game of Thrones went to Breaking Bad's page and gave bad rating to drop it down.
Let's go. I love that.
That's a wonderful story.
Dude,
who's on
like,
top now? They both get tanked to like a 6.4.
4. I haven't checked, but I think in what my retinas have absorbed, I think it is the Night of Seven Kingdom.
That's so great. I love that.
Yeah.
I think it's unfortunate because it's like it's no longer technically like a legitimate show or a legitimate rating. Oh no Ozymandias. Yeah, it is now higher.
Higher?
Wait, but how is that possible? It's got that's weird. It ranks it as number 1 with a 9.5 rating, and Game of Thrones is ranked number 2. Oh, Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah.
It's not even here.
Night of Seven Kingdoms?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Battle of the Bastards has a 9.9, which, by the way, is like,
dude.
Whenever I'm binging Game of Thrones, it's always the one I look forward to the most.
Dude, just imagine to go from that to like whatever Cersei did in the last season.
Yeah. Wow, Attack on Titan's got some really high-rated ones here. I'm gonna look at this list. This is a really cool list. I've never looked at this before.
Yeah.
Fun. Anyway, fucking Bluey is on here. Jesus.
Bluey.
So they got so in 88-66.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is justified for a movie like this, which is because similar to F1, this movie is not about wrestling.
It's just number 20's sitting there on the
20.
tip of my tongue, brother. I really I want to watch that fucking movie again. Maybe I watch it tonight. Should I?
Zoom, and then next time we see, it will be formulaic.
Such a good Such a good movie, man. I loved it.
Yeah. No.
What was my rating up for it? Do you remember?
Yeah, you gave it an 8.5.
I want to raise it to an 8.7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I really like. It sat with me ever since I finished it. I wanted to watch it again. I haven't because.
Dude, yeah, sick.
I might drop it down though if I watch it again, and I think I'm gonna watch it again.
Hey, maybe you'll increase it. You know, hey,
maybe it's possible. It might get
9.
up to 9. I might. Yeah, I don't think it deserves that.
Yeah,
I'll say, but
yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
What would you rate this movie?
Ooh. The thing about this movie is like I'm not going to give it a very high rating, but what I do want to do is recognize like just the type of film that it is and the fact that we don't get enough of these anymore. Mm-hmm. And I think like you tell me you tell me about this movie. I get a general idea of like what it's going to be like. I watched, 45 seconds of the trailer. You presented to me these two guys are playing a serious role, and I'm going into it like I think I know what kind of movie this is going to be. I'm really excited about that. And then I get 20 minutes into it and it's very clearly that type of movie and I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm so excited to watch it. Right. And I told you even when I came over, like I stopped taking notes 30 minutes in because it's like I just wanted to enjoy it. I just wanted to sit here and absorb and watch it and be present in the moment. And the movie made me want to do that. And Hardcore Henry didn't.
Fuck you, dude.
So I really, I just appreciate that. I'm not gonna give it much higher than like a 7. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna create a very lasting impact on me. I enjoyed the movie, but it wasn't, I didn't find it particularly like breathtaking. 7.5, 7.3, 7.3.
7.3.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's fun because it was a good movie. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, there's no parts. I think this is definitely one of those movies where I am happy I do the watch it twice rule, that I watch it once without sitting down and making the notes. Because I remember I sat down and I switched it on, and just from the beginning, I was like, whoa, there's the tonality. Because I expected the movie is going to open with the cliche, he's losing a final.
Yeah, something like that.
Right,
Yeah.
But it's like, oh no, it's about an athlete's life.
Yeah.
It's like not on the mat, but outside the mat. Yeah. And that's something because, all the cameras are pointing on the mat, so we don't know what's going on these athletes. Yeah. Like Aaron Hernandez played the Super Bowl after killing people.
Aaron Hernandez?
Yeah, the guy for Patriots.
I don't know this.
It was
story.
like a footballer who played for the Patriots, and before
Footballer?
yeah, footballer, and essentially he had a fight with somebody at a bar.
Yeah.
So they made like a whole nice documentary on it and a TV show and other forms also. It was a huge story. And so he was at a bar. Somebody had like bumped into him and spilled his drink. He later in the night was driving home with his friend. He saw them.
Saw him and just hit
and
him
then
with the car.
No,
Oh, shot him.
he saw them at the traffic light. He shot both of them. Went away. His friend knew. He then went and played a little bit of football, got picked up by the Patriots, went back. His friend is like, "Oh, dude, what he did was like really crazy." So he's like, "Okay, why don't you come with me?" He goes and shoots his friend in the head. His friend survives, and that's how the story gets out. And then, and this is something I really hate that Netflix does, and a lot of these documentaries, and honestly, all therapists do, is blame shit on the parents. Right? Oh, your parents were mean to you. Your parents were used to be. They use that angle
Very
of like
Freudian.
he was like closeted and he was trying to break out, and his dad used to beat him for being like showing being gay, and yes, that plays a role. But you can't blame everything in a person's life just to their parents. And I hate that therapists do that. Oh, you're unhappy because your relationship with your mom sucks. Or you're unhappy because your relationship with your dad sucks. And it's like, maybe I'm unhappy and also my relationship.
Maybe I'm happy because the fucking economy's shit. Have you seen what our president is doing? Maybe that's making me fucking unhappy.
Right?
You
Like
know?
eggs are $15.
Fuck. Not according to Trump in the State of the Union.
Oh no,
But that was very factual.
Dude, I wish I was in the U.S. U.S. groceries are way cheaper than Canada.
You know what I had to do? I'll tell you after.
Okay.
I'll tell you after. Because it was shame.
Shame.
It's terrible. State of our country, man.
What else? Do you have anything to add? We got some rap.
No, not really. I think I'd like to see another serious Steve Carell movie.
I saw Date Night today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie, right?
Right. And oh man,
First time seeing it?
no.
Oh, okay.
Multiple times. All these movies, man. I grew up watching
Yeah.
these movies, right? So for me, and one of the reasons I usually don't go for serious movies is like, okay, I'm now taking out time out of my day to watch this, and that is my trade-off for not spending the time to like learn something better, right? Now when I'm here, I don't really want to like sit down and 100% engage in a story or like the meaning or the metaphors or the meta-analysis, or
I never want to do that.
right, or I don't want to see boobs on the screen.
Some might say we're not. I'm sorry.
I don't want to see boobs in a movie.
Why?
There's a place I can go and watch any shape, size, color that I want for free.
Sure.
So when I'm in a movie, I just want, like, yeah, sure.
I totally fucking get that. I think I would agree with you when it feels like the purpose of showing them is to show them.
Yeah.
Right? When it's just like, you have a couple in a bed, right? Maybe, and then a fight breaks out.
Yeah.
And then the woman gets out of bed and like they're just showing them in their natural environment because that's what it would be like. Totally fine. But and okay, it happens to be naked. But when it was like pretty things, beautiful things.
What happened? Oh, Poor Things.
Yeah, Poor Things. It was like that was a lot of nudity for the sake of nudity. I felt like, but it also fit kind of into the like animalistic side of that like coming of age story. But more like, have you ever seen Sense8? Sense8?
Yeah. dude,
way too much.
Yeah,
Unnecessary
they have
amount
like
of
an orgy
orgies.
almost every episode.
Yeah, and then the finale was like great, but there was like a 15-minute orgy, and then they did the same thing in the House of Dragon. It was like, how many times do I need to sit through an 8-minute incestual uncle niece fucking porn clip here?
And this is what really fucks me up is like, for some reason, the highest search category is still incest.
On porn?
On porn.
Yeah.
In Game of Thrones.
Wait. But like step family incest or biological family incest? Because I feel like those are two very different things.
Yeah, I think it is the keenness to do biological family, but that's morally against Christianity, so you do it. It's like it's like, I'm Christian, I don't have sex, I just get fucked in the ass.
Yeah, well. Whoa, we just took so many jumps. But yeah, I think it's kind of, it all comes down to like the forbidden nature of it.
So my sister's looking hot.
Yeah. But I'm not allowed to think that.
So my fake sister.
Am I allowed to think that? And that's really where the threshold gets crossed.
And I always imagine, because it's like, if you can think of it, there's already like a porn that exists of it.
Yeah. That's like rule number 42 of the internet or something.
Yeah, and so I always wonder, like, there is a guy who for sure has hooked up with his sister and stepsister.
Of course.
And just
they do it in the fucking South.
And just the, what do you call it? The acceptance of the fact that this is actually true. It's like, whoa, we live in a crazy world.
We live in a crazy fucking world, man.
And I think we need good movies, man, if you're gonna survive through all the bullshit that's going on.
Can we get some more about incest?
Yeah, incestual movies. Whoa. Yeah. Well, what is that, Brokeback Mountain, but made them siblings?
I'm never gonna watch. I don't I've heard it's an amazing movie, but who is it? It's Brad Pitt and
Isn't Brokeback Mountain? No, wait. Maybe I'm mixing it up. What's that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and not Jake Gyllenhaal? Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal and
Brad Pitt, maybe.
No,
they're like gay cowboys or something.
It's Heath Ledger.
In Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah, I think so. It's Heath Ledger.
I don't know.
But I think it's like... I think...
What's the movie you're talking about? What happens?
Two guys that are gay for each other, and I think are cowboys?
Yeah, that sounds like Brokeback Mountain.
Is it Brad Pitt?
I don't need to watch that. Yeah, okay, it's Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay. That's what it was. Anne Hathaway's in that, no shit.
Yeah. What's she doing?
Watching.
Filming. What a waste.
I don't understand. It's like the what's the new series they made with the gay hockey players?
Oh, Hero Rivalry?
Yeah.
But honestly, one good thing that comes from that is like there is more representation for people that they're getting.
Great. Fucking make the show. I'm not gonna watch that. It's like, people tell me Brokeback Mountain's a great movie. It's like, awesome. I heard people really enjoyed Magic Mike too. It doesn't. I'm not gonna dedicate an hour and a half of my life to watching.
Yeah, like first of all,
softcore
hockey,
gay porn,
and then gay. Like,
I'm not gonna spend an hour and a half of my life watching hockey. And then it's gay.
That's like double gay. But yeah, man, I just can't imagine that what the future holds. I'm really excited where AI is gonna come into this
Can't
whole
wait
film.
For better deep fakes.
Dude, it's gonna get scary, man. Yeah, but I'm excited. I don't own anything that can really harm with AI. I don't know what you're gonna do. Like, hello, sir. I have control of your MacBook.
There's a lot of stuff, man. It's fucking scary, and we're getting there. There's this new the science fiction stuff I told you about, man. It's like there's this new Molt book, which is like a social media for AI agents.
Yeah,
you've heard about this?
Yeah, I've heard of that, and it's like crazy.
And what about the one you heard there was so there's like a community sourced open source format or website, as I understand it, where people can submit like coding projects or approaches to solve like common problems, right? It's kind of the general gist of it, as I understand. And the one of the guys who helps runs the site rejected a submission of code because they have a policy at the company to not admit any AI code. One of the reasons being is because there are now so many of these agentic bots out there that are just making a ton of submissions, and so they don't have the resources to like go through all of them and verify all of them. And he said also a lot of the time they're just not very good. Not that they can't do something of quality, but they're just kind of making a blanket rule. We're not going to do it right now, primarily because they know that if a human submission has been made, then they know it's been made with like the care and attention to understand it and make sure it works type of thing. So he rejects the code. The AI went out independently, researched him, and then made an inflammatory and derogatory blog post tearing this fucking guy down. And like it was an active targeting of him.
Was this different from the time when that AI was like, I'm gonna tell your wife you're having an affair?
So yeah, but that was in a controlled experiment. Anthropic, like essentially it was kind of like a sting operation where they provided it with the information it would need to kind of get there, right? And so they created this fake affair, and it was in an enclosed environment, and they were testing to see what would it do, right? This is very different. This is an AI agent that has been released into the world, and in its own actions took these steps. And it was like, this is like the first real world case study we have of something like this. And this is a few weeks after this like sci-fi breaking out of the mold book, and like these things are being, dude, it's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, man. So honestly, if you want to take a shot at your sister, you gotta do it now before AI
before
comes
AI
and steals
comes and
and
fucks her
kills us
for you.
all.
Oh my god, or that, yeah, too. Shit, man.